Joining us in studio this morning is Eva Kroon Pike. I've been saying Eva Saint, and I think it's because I'm thinking of Eva Marie Saint.
Oh, okay.
I think of Eva Kroon Saint.
Hey, whatever works for you.
Well, Eva's here with us this morning. She is a new artist for us here at Tacoma Falls Radio, and so far the song that we've been playing from her, Let Me Shine, has been a big hit for a lot of our audience, and so we thought we'd have her come in and share with us a little bit about her ministry and what she's doing, and maybe sing a couple of songs here in studio. So, Eva, why don't you just start off by just telling us a little bit about your background, how you came to Christ, and how you got into the music business.
Sure. Well, I don't want to give the whole story away because part of that is with another song that I do. But I was raised in a Christian home, and music was a huge part of our life. My mom had been playing the piano since she was 8 years old, and she started playing in church when she was 16, and so music was a part of our everyday life. We grew up, I was barely walking with headphones to my ears, singing and dancing all over the house, and my first solo on stage was when I was 3, and that was just kind of like the turning point of my singing career. I was had this big poofy dress on, this little girl standing on stage, and when I got done singing, I pulled the dress up over my head because it was just one of those, I was so excited. That was just a huge thing for me, and I've always been passionate about music, and I tried piano and flute and guitar and all that, but my vocals and singing was always, the passion. And when I was 16 was when I really felt God calling me to ministry, to use my voice for Him, and I was saved and baptized when I was 6 years old, so being in a Christian family and raised around that and having the foundation of Christ, and then at 16 really feel God calling me to ministry. And so I wasn't sure where He would lead me and what direction, but I knew that it was with music. And about 2 or 3 years ago, I met my producer, Don Cook, out of Nashville at a Gospel Music Association conference. And just kind of hit it off and had a great relationship, and just knew that his foundation was he wanted the ministry and the scriptures to come through the music, and that was something that was very huge for us. And so in doing the album, it was just very clear that we were meant to work together and to do this album.
Well, that's great. I admire those artists who grew up in a Christian home and were saved at a very young age, because God saved them from a lot of hardship and a lot of stuff that they didn't need to go through, and I appreciate that so much. Tell us about this album that you got. We're going to play Let Me Shine, so give us a little background about that song. Let
Me Shine was actually written, we wrote some in Nashville, we wrote some in Florida where I'm from, and we wrote some in North Carolina where we have some houses up there that we rent out. And my producer, he's always carrying around a cup of coffee, and he said it was just one of those moments where he walked out on the balcony and just looked across the mountains, and it was just, how do you capture this moment? And it's like the wind that blows across the mountains. Just how do you capture the significance of Christ and the insignificance of who we are? And so it was like putting words in there like, I'm a grain of sand, how insignificant that is in the scheme of the ocean and all the sand, and one of endless stars, to even capture that, insignificance. And to put that in one little song, but just to show, how great Christ is, and yet, even how small we are, we can still be a light to shine for Christ. And even if we don't feel like we can accomplish much, but we still can, because we can be a light for Him.